Ross Bowling Podcast.
You better listen.
What? Smoke naked. Yo, I smoked naked yesterday when I went home briefly. It was nice.
Please tell me you already started recording.
I did, yes.
Thank you, because somebody besides me has to hear that. So it's not just my ears that are unnecessarily infected with that visual. Welcome back for another ad-free premium exclusive episode of the Ross Bowling Podcast right here on Patreon. I am your host, Ross Bowling, here as always with your co-host, Chris
Smoke naked.
Colson, who proclaims smoke naked.
No, that's when I figured you might change my nickname around today since I was just talking about it, but
No.
no, you kept it
Nope.
the same.
Wouldn't.
Tried and true.
Won't.
Okay. Well, howdy.
Couldn't.
Happy weekend.
And shouldn't have.
Friday.
It
Feeling
is
solid?
Friday. Everyone, we made it back to another Friday, which is huge.
Another week gone by.
Enormous. We got a couple of few segments for you today, including some hotline calls. But I guess we're starting with insane headline of the day. It's not at all disturbing, I assure you. We want your weekend to start on a positive, wholesome note. So here's your headline. Vietnam police bust ring selling recycled condoms.
Wow.
So I lied. I'm sorry for that lie.
Really, Ross? Come on, you had me in the first half.
So this is one of those headlines where, like, Cole sent me the article this morning, and, I was on some random Asian news website, and I was like, this could be legitimate fake news. Not the kind of fake news that our president talks about. Like, you know how there's fake news on the internet, like actual, just completely fabricated, random, made-up stories?
I do know that, yeah.
Like the one I always reference is that this website had a story about the remains of Pharaoh's armies, like swords and fucking armor and shit being found beneath the Red Sea,
Sure.
which would essentially have proven...
The Moses
Anyway, that wouldn't ever... It did not happen.
Oh, okay.
It is not a thing that occurred.
was not a thing. Gotcha.
And anyway, so that's the one I always bring up. That was just a made-up news story on a site that was filled with only fake news.
Yeah, like
so
the
I
Titanic.
Googled to make sure, because this sounds so stupid. It sounds like an Onion headline or the like, one of the other, it sounds like a fucking parody. And especially in 2020, this sounds like a joke. Like,
Well, also paired with the picture that they assigned to it, it's like a kind of blurry, pixelated stock photo of like a bunch of condoms in bags, or not
Nah,
stock
it's
photo,
not
like
stock,
like
bro. That's the
taken
condoms
of
in the bags.
evidence. Yeah, like
that's
but it's
320,000 used condoms that were being illegally resold to unsuspecting customers, which is, if you're in Vietnam and you've just been fucking away in 2020 and you've been thinking, man, you know what? I'm gonna just go buck wild during this pandemic. I mean, we can't do shit else. I'm just gonna fuck. But I'm gonna do it safely.
In Vietnam.
And I'm gonna have so many condoms, and I'm just gonna make sure that I come out of this, child and STD free. But I'm gonna be fucking. Then you gotta be feeling pretty worried right now.
I would say so. I mean, you had to.
Because it gets so much more disgusting too.
Hit
Go
me.
ahead.
I was just gonna say. I mean, I feel like at some point you'd notice, like, hey, these might be a little, stickier than usual. I want to know, how did they roll them back up? That's got to be pretty precise. You gotta have some
Cole,
nice fingers for that.
They didn't just collect used condoms and then repackage them.
What did they do?
People wouldn't put those on.
Why not?
That'd be for the very reason you just said. People
That's a
would be
good
like,
point.
well, this is filled with jism.
That's a good point, actually.
That's silly.
Well, it says the condoms were washed, reshaped, and repackaged.
Yeah, washed,
Okay, fair.
reshaped using giant dildos, wooden dildos. They were reshaped with. I shouldn't say giant. All right. I think
Average size wooden dildos.
it's probably likely that these wooden dildos that they used, why wooden? And did they splinter? Was the wood finished with something so that it wouldn't splinter? How does a wooden dildo, your choice? Because if it splinters, then poking holes.
Big issue.
Condoms.
That was my first thought.
Anyway,
as well.
obviously they weren't thinking about sanitary or like making sure that this remained useful. They were just trying to get paid. And it turns out that's where the story gets even more disturbing. There's so many twists and turns in this one. Wow. But first, yes, wooden dildos used to reshape the condoms after they were washed, Coles. They weren't just putting jizz into packages. And then repackaged before being resold. So they arrested a woman
Okay.
who
Also,
who
were they
said
just,
she
like-
received a monthly delivery from an unknown person and had been paid the equivalent of 17 cents for about every 2 pounds worth of condoms she recycled. So not only is this like the lowest down, dirtiest fucking possible job you could take in the world, probably the stupidest, least like return on investment, just hashtag ROI, idiotic fucking thing you've ever heard. They were paying a woman 17 cents for every 2 pounds of used condoms that she washed, reshaped with a wooden dildo, and then repackaged to be resold to unsuspecting customers.
Where were they collecting these condoms from? How do you amass 320,000 used condoms?
And thus remains the question.
Were they using them themselves, and then sell? No, that wouldn't really make sense.
You think they fucked away
Does
320,000 condoms alone?
Well, we read about that girl the other day.
This
that had sex
penisless
with,
woman who
we had
was
sex
fit with only a wooden dildo?
Maybe, potentially, maybe she was using it on the wooden dildo.
Why wouldn't they just sell the unused condoms then?
That's what I was just about to say. Why my point didn't make sense, but you know
Unbelievable.
got there a little bit quicker than I did. Does
Journalist.
Vietnam have
Journalist harder.
You know how we have like trash, recycle, yard waste bins? Does Vietnam have condom bins? And they were just collecting the condom bins? It's a valid question.
None of the articles I read explain how they got the condoms.
I feel
and
like
I
that's the
don't
first
get
thing-
how no one asked.
Yeah,
like,
that's the
hold-
first thing I need to know.
Hold up. Stop. Everybody stop. Where'd you get the condoms? Because, like, were they going around individually sorting through trash?
Maybe
bins?
I'm imagining in the streets of Vietnam on all the corner lamp posts, they have those bulletins stapled to them that have like the take a number pieces. And it's like, do you use condoms? Take a number here. And you take it, you like text them. You have like a drop bag, right? So you text
Do you
them
think
the
there's
address.
a startup
dead
that
drop.
comes around and collects,
Yeah.
like, using an app
Yeah, location service based apps, probably subscription as well.
that you
It's like
that
a
you put it, you like you
recycler.
just used a condom, you bag it up, they come pick it up.
It's like leave a penny, get a penny. You use one, they drop off some used ones for you that have been washed and reshapen.
I'm just trying to wrap my head around.
I like the the environmentally friendly aspect here is huge. I'm sure like if straws will fuck up a turtle, I can only imagine what a condom does.
I'm trying to wrap my head around the collection of 320,000 used condoms, and then I need to know what ratio got recirculated.
It
And, like,
says,
are they letting the Vietnamese people know who may have been, like, if you bought condoms from this 7-Eleven in the last 3 weeks, you need to go get your dick checked out. And you need to call everybody you poked that thing in because you fucked up accidentally by purchasing a condom that was from a woman who was repackaging used condoms by washing them and reshaping them with a wooden dildo and then repackaging them before they were sold to you, and she was paid 17 cents for about every 2 pounds she recycled. Imagine being like, I'm so fucking broke and there is so little opportunity that I'm going to take this job where they're going to give me 17 pennies for every 2 pounds of used condom prophylactic materials that I'm able to, 3 steps, wash, reshape with a wooden dildo, and then recycle.
I don't understand the reshaping part. Like,
They need to be reshaped. You ever seen a used condom?
I guess, but like reshape, I mean, what? It's the same shape. What
Yeah,
shape
but it's
changes?
like it's like. Well, I guess that's a good question. How is taking the used condom and then stretching it down the wooden dildo,
Yes,
getting it back to a place where
Where
I feel like it hasn't been used?
that's what I'm saying. I feel like
That's a good question. You know why I don't know the answer?
Because
Because I've never taken a used condom and fucking placked it down on a wooden dildo.
well,
Also,
Ross,
because
it's
I don't
good
own a
thing,
goddamn wooden dildo. That's the only reason.
Ross, it's a good thing I brought props today. So
And now, Chris, get your bag out. For everybody watching the video, instead of just listening, he's now looking at Chris's bag filled with wooden dildos and used condoms.
right here,
Yeah,
you guys should check
No,
it out.
not really, not really.
Patreon.com.
not really. You're already here.
Well, I mean,
if
they
you're
could
if
be-
you're listening only, if you're only listening, and maybe it's because you have it plugged into your Apple Podcasts,
or your phone.
in that case, ignore what I'm saying.
Or I mean, you're.
But if you're listening directly on the website, if you look right above where you're listening, in like a few hours, there will be a video of this whole thing that's happening right now. I know that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
I know that's crazy to think about.
NSFW.
17 cents. Fuck me, dude. 17 cents.
I love how the BBC article ends with just, it is unclear how many such condoms have already been resold on the market.
This shit makes me feel so much better about like our hourly wage. If you translated you and I's hourly wage on Twitch, right now as we grind,
I mean, we're making
this
more.
shit makes me feel so much better.
Yeah, at least we're not having to resell
Well, at least we're not
condoms.
this lady, man.
Yeah, poor lady.
She's getting.
I wonder if there's just a warehouse just literally filled with condoms that are like post-wash stage, pre-refitting stage.
They
just
had the
floor-
bags, bro. They showed them on TV.
Damn.
In fact, this is a
It looks
quote.
like
I
a
believe
drug
this is
bust.
from the New York Times. Footage broadcast by the state-owned Vietnam television showed it's not from the New York Times. Showed thousands of prophylactics spilling out of bags on the floor. It was unclear what led to the police raid, but news reports said officers had received a tip from a local resident. I'm betting
Narc.
it was the bitch doing 17 cents an hour.
You think she's self-reported?
I think she's self-reported.
She's the imposter.
If you're her, don't you call the cops?
Why?
Because your job is fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm
what's that
assuming
gonna
this is
do,
what
though?
happened.
Okay.
After day one,
Okay.
she walked into her boss's office and she went, bro, at least minimum wage or I'm out. And he said no. And then she walked out over to a payphone and called the tip line and said, I know a motherfucker who's washing condoms and reselling them.
Is this technically illegal? Like, I'm serious. Is this technically illegal?
Like, what law does it
Like,
violate?
that's what I'm saying. What?
I'm not a lawyer or like a health lawyer. It violates
Oh, okay.
all kinds of health codes.
Okay, that's true. But Vietnam probably doesn't have the same health code, so think just like basic law. Actually, that's not true. They may have better.
I'm
healthcare
wondering,
than
was
we
this
do,
like an
honestly. I don't know.
LLC? Like, was it a legally established business that was doing this, or was it like
That was my. Is this like
a warehouse from like the movie Ninja Turtles or something?
and is this guy or is this woman on the corner?
The Shredder and his teenage goons from Ninja Turtles 1? Was it Secret of the Ooze, or was that 2?
I have no idea. Literally no clue. Never seen either.
You were too busy watching anime
Are those
while
live
I was
action?
being shaped into a man by
A wooden
Donatello,
dildo.
Michelangelo, and Leonardo.
Not a wooden dildo.
One of them actually did carry around a giant
Wait, what?
wooden staff.
Oh,
That I don't know.
was it
Staffs are dildo-y.
staffs? Like the,
You shall not pass.
I wouldn't really call staffs dildo-y.
They're just really, really long dildos.
They're just poles.
No.
Okay.
Staffs are shaped at the end, you know? A good wooden staff that you buy from like a hippie shop
Is
going to be fucking finished round shaped at the end.
like phallic in a sense.
That's just a really long dildo.
Sure. I don't think dildos usually start with like the large end at the top, but
You know, when I was a child,
sure.
there was just one dildo.
Was there?
It was one dildo and it was rubber and it looked like a cock. And that was it. If you had a dildo, you had that dildo. Then people were like, we've got to get really fucking, we got to get it, all the best inventors. We got to get them in on the dildo because we got to get several versions of this going. At
Sure.
least several options.
Sure.
Frankly, the dildo
Sure.
became too popular.
The dragon?
Supply and demand, the demand was so high, they had to provide the supply.
Absolutely.
So they brought in the best designers in the world. They hired from Nike, Adidas, Givenchy, and they
Gucci, I
said,
heard.
fix this.
Yeah.
Fix this simple the penis itself sucks.
Sure.
We're basing our dildo on the penis.
Sure.
We're fucking up. We need better shit. And they were like, all right, listen up. Hear me out. What if it was shaped like this? And, let's just think of one of the versions we've got now. The one that's like a fucking
Rabbit?
dual hook. It's like
Yeah.
it hits both holes, and
The
it's like
rabbit.
the rabbit.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
They were like, what if it was shaped like this? And it was just powerful as fuck. And then it had like 17 different levels on its vibrator thingy.
And it's
there's a
Bluetooth.
remote control.
And it's Bluetooth, remotely controlled.
And it excretes lubricant.
Wow.
And they were like, that's an option. That's one. Mark it down.
They took the Fortnite approach to things, Season 1, they were like, okay, we'll just modify the dildo a little bit, It's basically a dick, just like in Fortnite, They were like, we have these main character models, we'll just put them in different costumes. And then they're like, wait, fuck that. We can do whatever we want. We're going to make a banana. Dildos are going to be dragons. Let's do whatever we want. They're both succeeding now.
Why are they
Congrats to the
making a
dildo
banana?
industry. No, Fortnite. Fortnite has like banana guys.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
They went
No.
from like, oh, yes, you do.
No.
Yes. We
No,
all
I
played
didn't
as
follow that
banana
analogy
people.
at all.
We,
What the fuck are you
okay.
talking about?
Okay, sorry, I'm a nerd. But anyways, yes, dildos did. They
Then they
pivoted.
were like, here's another option.
They took a pivot.
What if we made one that was small? You could hide it easily. It's like a little bullet. Fuck it. People need to be able to masturbate wherever they want, whenever they want, and travel with this little thing. It would be so much less evasive. And just make women feel less like they were plugging themselves with a giant phallic device. What if we did that? They're like, that's a great option. Put that one down too.
That's
now
actually
we're at,
probably
now we're at 3.
it's probably exactly how that conversation went. To be honest.
But they just kept going, and eventually the guy from Da Vinci split. He was like, "This is insane. We have 7. Like he bounced, then started dropping off. Now we're getting weirder versions, less effective. Just strange things are happening. You're cheap knockoffs of the rabbit with 4 prongs. There's not even 4 holes down there. Where did the other prongs go?
The 4 holes aren't supposed to.
Oh,
be
they're
there.
shareable. That's what it is.
Oh, completely understandable if they're shareable. Some of my
That's
favorite.
another one. Somebody was like, "What if?" Hear me out. Hear me out. The dildo had a dickhead on both sides.
Wow.
Oh, that was another $1 billion quarter for them. They were the day the double-sided dildo come out changed the world, and it made Requiem for a Dream happen, which fucking scarred me for life.
CNN breaking news. And today, the release of the double-sided dildo, making headlines everywhere and breaking world records on sales.
Remember when Requiem for a Dream was fucked up though? They were like, the whole movie was fucked up. They were like, we're gonna fuck people up this whole movie, but then at the end, we're gonna ruin their lives.
Sure.
Everyone who watches, we're gonna ruin their lives with the double-sided dildo scene. And I've told this story before, but it's important to reshare. I literally had to call my dad and tell him, "Hey, Dad, I know you buy a lot of VHSs from half-price books because you're a weird cat like that. And I noticed one of them that you bought was Requiem for a Dream. And I need you to promise me you're never going to watch that movie." And he said, and not even for the double-sided dildo aspect. Like, I don't give a fuck about that's not what I mean at all. Like, it's because that movie will ruin your life. It just makes you depressed. I genuinely do not think that is a good thing for you to take in through the eyes. And I'm a dark, fucked up person. But that movie was the first time in my life I think I ever felt an inkling of depression.
Sure.
I was like 26, and I had never had depression or dark, and like never came back till like I was 30.
Uh-huh.
But I remember feeling like I was like, oh God, the world is cold.
I've never seen it.
Dark.
To be honest.
Don't ever stay here as long as you can.
Should I look up the double-sided
For the
dildo
love
scene?
of God, cherish it. No, it won't even make sense out of context. You need the movie before the scene to get the full impact of the double-sided dildo.
Oh, character development. I need to care about
you
the
need the
characters.
characters. You need to care about the characters
Sure,
first.
sure.
You need
Understandable.
to be broken by the rest of the film first.
By the
Anyway,
time we get to the
we really
double-sided
went
dildo.
nuts with the amount of dildos we invented, but all begs the question we went back originally to, which is, what does reshaping them with a wooden dildo actually fucking do?
And it really begs the question, after talking about all of the different dildos in the world, why did they settle on a wooden one?
We did, honestly though.
Like, it can't be cheaper,
Like
right?
what? They were like, all right, we gathered 320,000 condoms used, but we have no dildo. Like, we don't have Amazon, we don't have access to the internet. For whatever reason, we can't order a regular dildo or whatever. We do have one wooden log in the corner. We could whittle into a dildo. And then the chick was like, fucking, listen, I'll do it. I'll do it for an extra 17 cents.
I really wish they had a pic of the dildo. The one, it's like there's 320,000 condoms in a room and one small.
I just don't get it. Were they looking at the pile of the condoms and they were like, God damn it, so many of these have been so wildly misshapen by all these strange Vietnamese dicks that now we have to go get a wooden dildo to reshape them into normal dicks.
And what size did they
What's
settle
going on with these dicks?
What size did they settle on the wooden dildo? Did they average it? Did they go country average, you think?
Because I know there are dudes with that got curvature to their dick.
Sure,
I know that's a common thing. But what the fuck kind of curvature do you have to have where your fucking condom needs to be reshaped after the fact? Like, it takes such a hard left that then when they took it out at the reshaping and rewashing and repackaging dildo shop, they went, this guy's dick ruined the shape of this fucking condom. Now we have to use the wooden dildo.
Shit, we got another curver. Throw it on the dildo. Throw it on the Woody. I wonder if they nicknamed the dildo. They had to have. Had to be
Woody
named
is the obvious choice.
Yeah, it's definitely Woody.
You don't think that chick talked to Woody? That's her Wilson, dude. She was in there by herself all day, every day, fucking packaging up fucking condoms, talking to Woody.
I'm just imagining her putting them in little dime bags to hand out on street corners, like a drug deal.
What a fucking
Just fucking
mess.
tossing them out here.
Look, I do get this. If there was a year where I was going to go, you know what? I'm down and out in Vietnam. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm looking for an angle. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm looking for an angle. This is the one year that I'd be like, things are low enough morally just worldwide that, like, maybe I can sneak this in.
I really
But
think
you can't if you're only going to pay the chick 17 cents for every 2 pounds of used condoms she boxes up. That's the error.
2 pounds seems like a lot of condoms, too. We never really talked about the mass of what 2 pounds worth of condoms is.
That's what 320,000 they found.
And that's how many they found.
Yo, that's
I would say it has to be double that if that's all they found. And this is probably
Is
a
that even
countrywide operation.
gatherable from one area. I've used 3 condoms in my life. How'd they find 320,000?
They have a way better sex ed course in Vietnam.
Oh, we gotta stop talking about.
I will
this.
say
we gotta
some of
talk
my-
about something mature.
Some of my favorite videos on the internet are the ones where the people throw the dildos at the wall and they stick. You know, they're just so funny. Like the
I have never been
wiggle-
to this corner of the web,
What?
the dark web that
You've
you
never
search.
seen like
I'm
somebody
fucking bored, bro. Dildo throw.
look it up, please. Look it up. They're hilarious.
right.
Throw
Dildo
dildo at
throw.
mirror or something, or wall. Not mirror. Probably not mirror. Probably
God,
window.
there's the
probably.
first thing that comes up is dildo throwing championship 2018. Somebody explain that. The second thing is the fans throwing a dildo on the field during Bills Patriots. That was so fucking funny. It was so flagrantly a dildo. Again, because that was the classic dick dildo. you
Also,
know?
dildos in slow motion, very funny. They kind of like wiggle opposite ways through the air. It's very
That's
comical.
true.
It's
That's
very
true.
comical.
Was it Grand Theft Auto where you could get a dildo as a weapon and beat people with it? What game was that?
Probably. I mean,
I know. You know what, Coles? I know that wasn't Fortnite.
Saints Row. Isn't that what it was
that
called?
might have been Saints Row.
Saints Row, you could do some fucked up shit, dude.
Did they ever get like sued to death? Because it's essentially like they were like, all right, let's make Grand Theft Auto, but like even more silly as
Like,
hell.
I'm pretty sure you could
go
literally
get
just have.
fucking shithoused at the like. You could go to the corner store bar, buy like a blunt, bottle of liquor, and like come out and chug one and smoke the other, and then drive around fucking hammered, and the screen would be all wobbly and shit. And you'd be running people
I'm
over.
pretty sure you could legit have like sex in the game.
Yeah, with but like they'd show
But like,
you like
yeah,
more
like
than they
no,
did in GTA.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Saints Row was. I'm pretty sure they actually did get shut down.
I
at
won't
some
lie to you, it
point.
was a great game.
It was a lot of fun.
legit game, a good GTA knockoff.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it
Thoroughly
was like a
enjoyed it.
spoof. But yeah, Saints Row the Third was the one that was like the massive, really, really fun. Oh,
How long, Mariah? How long have we been talking about
A remastered
dildos?
came
Give me
out
the,
this year.
the timer on the screen if you can.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes on dildos.
20 minutes on dildos.
Happy Friday. Now we're gonna move on to our next topic because Chris and I had a question this morning, so I guess this is a segment. Next segment. How are fortune cookies made? Now here's like, if you're like, that's a fucking stupid question. What another idiotic, immature subject? No. Hear me out. We got, what's it called? Pho?
Pho. I think it's pho. It's spelled
Mariah, can you confirm
P-H-O.
if there's a food called pho?
It is pho.
Thank you.
It's pho. Which I gotta say, from the get-go, the reason I'd never had it before, pho, is because it's called pho.
Sure.
And that it just straight up strikes me as a pretentious food.
Okay.
Like,
Three-letter
You wanna go
foods.
get some pho?
Three-letter
Like,
foods freak
not
you out?
anymore, because that's what it's called,
Sure.
unfortunately.
Sure.
If you just said, you want to go get some fucking spicy noodle meat shit with a bunch of other stuff you could throw in, I'd be like, God damn, that sounds amazing. Let's go.
That's how I had to describe it to Ross yesterday to convince him. I
Well,
was like,
what-
it's like spicy broth, noodle meat.
Anyway, we had some pho my first time. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Had some more pho at about 1 in the morning when I got a little hungry because it's so filling. That's the thing about the pho we got. Fucking tank.
Only $10.
Might as
too.
well have been a fish bowl.
Yeah, it was. It was like a blackout bowl for
And
pho.
you put more noodles in as you want them, sort of thing. I like the pho as a concept. Anyway, we got fortune cookies, and then we were streaming, and we were a little high. And anyway, in the grand scheme of things, this comes up. How, like a fortune cookie, as I understand the cookie part being made,
Sure.
but getting the paper into the cookie. And then even that, okay, I could see how that could be part of the process. But then the printing of the individual fortunes,
Sure.
then getting them into the cookie, and is it into the cookie before? Like, is the cookie fully shaped and made, or is I had all these questions,
Sure,
right?
sure,
We're like,
absolutely.
whoa, I don't know. How the fuck is a fortune cookie made? Because for such a simple fucking stupid end of meal treat,
Yeah.
it seems like it'd be a hell of a complicated process. Like a regular ass cookie, I know how this shit works. You put the fucking dough down, you put some sugar in it, some sprinkles, some sugar in it, and then some other stuff, whatever you want, chocolate chips and such. And then you fucking put it in the oven, and that's it. Game over.
Yeah.
You bake it.
Huh. Who knew?
But what the fuck is how? Because the shape, nothing about that is making sense from a normal conventional oven standpoint. You and I can't go home right now and go, we're going to make a fortune cookies.
No idea how to do that.
A
Yeah.
whole batch of them.
I bet fortune cookies
Cook
are
them
just
up, fill them with fortunes, and run them around to the school children.
fortune cookies are just weird enough that I bet there's a How It's Made episode about them. Honestly, it's one of those things. Wait, did you look it up?
Yeah, I looked it up.
How do we slip them in there?
Oh, man.
Welcome to How It's Made with Ross Boland.
From the New York Times, there was an article.
Oh, wow.
I just found an article. It was on the Times.
Do you have a Time subscription?
It's no big deal. I have a Time subscription. It's no
Wow.
big deal.
Boomer.
I'm
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm what they call an intellectual.
Sure.
One of the smartest people living, I've been called by me several times.
I've heard it.
I've actually yelled, "I'm the smartest man alive," probably several hundred times in my life because of Billy Madison.
Every morning, the first thing that I hear is, "I'm the smartest man alive!"
I'm the smartest man alive.
From Ross's bedroom.
From the New York Times, there is one place where fortune cookies are conspicuously absent: China. Now, a researcher in Japan believes she can explain the disconnect, which has long perplexed American tourists in China.
Huh.
Fortune cookies, Yasuko Nakamachi says, are almost certainly originally from Japan.
Wow.
Nakamachi, a folklore and history graduate student at Kanagawa, close enough, University outside Tokyo, has spent more than 6 years trying to translate or to establish the Japanese origin of the fortune cookie. What?
Wait, how long?
Run that back. She has spent more than 6 years of human life trying to establish the Japanese origin of the fortune cookie.
That's a long time to be looking for the origin of a cookie.
I always think about this shit, though. Somebody has to go do this type of
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And it's like, think about what would step one be? Like, what a pain in the balls.
Like, I guess step one is you have to go to, like, every single library and database in all of Japan about the history
For the first reference of fortune cookie?
Of a fortune cookie, yeah. But the thing is, you can't even, like, cross-reference fortune cookie because at the time, they might have not even called it a cookie. It might have been, like, a biscuit with,
They
like...
actually didn't call it a fortune cookie. It was called some other shit.
And it probably didn't look anything like it does now. It's probably some sort of, you know, I don't know, a biscuit, I guess, or a cake, or a sandwich, or bologna, or like maybe a sword.
fortune sandwich. The only other fucking thing this reminds me of the fortune cookie and what's the cake that oh God, I'm gonna get roasted. What is the cake that people in New Orleans and Louisiana have for Mardi Gras?
King's cake?
King's cake.
Isn't that what it's called?
And they put that baby in there, and it's like, good luck if you get the baby. Like, bro, I take really, really big bites of stuff.
That's my
That
biggest
is a
concern.
little bitty baby. Like, I've gotten the baby before, and it was great, and I remember, like, feeling like a king, and that was a tight moment for me in my life. I was, like, 14 years old, we were at school. In my middle school, for some reason, we must have had, like, heavy Cajun influence somewhere.
Sure.
Because these motherfuckers were in with the king's cake every year.
Never a big thing where I'm from.
Weird.
Never really cared.
This was the only time in my life where anybody gave a fuck. But at St. Francis Episcopal Day School, in, like, 1998, motherfuckers were all about king's cake.
Wow. We had a Mardi Gras party in elementary school one time, and I believe I did get the baby once. I saw it when I stepped up from the toilet.
Not the baby.
But it was just glinting.
Hey, dinosaur guy. You know that reference? It's from Dinosaurs.
What?
Did you ever see Dinosaurs? It was a
No.
TV show.
No.
Oh, man.
Good?
You're going to have yourself
Oh,
a
wait.
treat.
Is that the one
You're
where
going to have
the...
yourself a real treat.
Is that the one that's like mad depressing on the final episode and the meteor comes and blows up Earth?
I don't want to spoil the show for you, Coles,
But
I'm
that's
just gonna
exactly
tell you
what happens.
It's animatronic dinosaurs.
I've
And
seen-
they have a very strange family, and it's just strange.
I've seen thousands of video essays on that movie because of
It's
how
a show.
weird and
It's a
or
television show for children's.
because of how weird and depressing that ending is.
and
It's
I was
literally
one of those
like
children's.
we're going dark. Good night. And then like they die. I'm pretty
Anyway,
sure that's it.
Nakamachi, 6 fucking years, Chris.
How did we get to dinosaurs?
Have you ever spent 6 years doing anything?
No. Lacrosse, I guess, but like that was not an everyday thing.
Was it 6 years though?
Yeah.
Okay,
I played for like 10.
there you go. Lacrosse.
But that's not
imagine if you spent the 6 years you spent playing lacrosse trying to track down the origin of the fucking fortune cookie in Japan.
Well, did she get anywhere? Did you discover the origin?
Let's see.
Did it pay off? Is she living her life
Anyway,
fulfilled?
she spent more than 6 years trying to establish the Japanese origin of the fortune cookie, much of that at National Diet Library, the Japanese equivalent to the Library of Congress. Theirs is called National Diet Library.
DIET?
Yeah, I wonder, is it like mostly about food shit? Like, why is ours every book and theirs is... Anyway, she has sifted through thousands of old documents and drawings. This is like on some Game of Thrones. She was in the fucking... whatever,
Citadel.
in the Citadel with Sam sorting through old books trying to find the origin of the fortune cookie. She has also traveled to temples and shrines across the country conducting interviews to piece together the history of fortune telling within Japanese desserts.
Wow.
Random aside, Wonton Foods, which is a producer of fortune cookies,
Okay.
has over a database of over 10,000 fortunes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is a database.
There
It's random-
is a database. But
Okay.
that's only Wonton Foods.
Okay.
There are many individual makers. I was reading a lot about this.
Okay.
In Japan, that they do like there's only 23 of them,
Wow.
and they individually bake them shits in like their individual bakery, and those are way more respected than like these bullshit mass manufactured ones.
Are there like OG fortunes that are like the go-tos, like the old ways?
There was only
Really?
like an original set. I think it was something like 20 or something.
And
like
then
that.
people started fucking around, like the dildos.
Yep. And then they just
Mass consumerism, man, destroys
again
everything.
supply. Demand. Some guy was like, I've gotten fortune number 7 52 times. I need more fortunes. For fuck's sake, make more. And they were like, all right.
No, this is what happened. The same guy kept getting the exact same fortune for like 10 years.
Enough!
And it never came true. And he was
Enough!
like, I'm never gonna get rich.
This
It's
is
been
fucking-
telling me I'm gonna be rich for 10 years now, man.
A new friend will come into your life today, my fucking ass. I haven't met anyone in years. This is horseshit.
So then now they had to change them to like, the fortunes now are so lame. It's like, they're never anything deep enough to be a fortune.
Take
it's
a
more
risk,
like,
fortune cookie writer.
right? Come on. Get your edge back. Get back in the game.
You're gonna get shit on by a bird today. And now there are companies that make funny ones.
Are there?
Yeah,
There should be ones that are just ridiculous.
I think there are. I'm pretty positive this exists.
Like, absolutely
If this is one of those
outlandish
things, if this is
fortune
one of the
cookies.
other 100 moments in my life where I've been like, nah, that exists, and then it didn't, and then
Sure.
it came out like 3 years later, and then I went, fuck, man, that's so stupid. Somebody should have easily done that, but before me, and now I feel stupid for not doing it.
Can you do custom
Like with the
fortune
computer,
cookies?
man. I totally invented the computer before the computer came out. Was when I was a child, a small boy.
You can do personalized fortune cookies. $500 for $190. Or pink ones.
God damn, that is not cheap.
No, that's actually not cheap at all.
$190 for 500 cookies, bro?
Yeah.
Oh,
This one is 500 for 250.
What?
A dozen is
Yo,
25.
this really makes me want to like
One-
get 500 of them and then go into Chinese restaurants and just slip like one into the bowl
Sure.
in
Like
each
a really
Chinese
ridiculous
restaurant.
one?
Yeah, and they say shit like,
Stupid shit.
"You're gonna fucking die tomorrow," like with the fucking included.
Sure.
So that one dude gets home and reads that and is just like, well,
Well,
my night's ruined.
like in red, like if he pulls it out and it's like a red piece of paper with black font. You will die this evening. Just
What does it say when you answer the phone in The Ring? 7 days.
I've never seen.
You've never seen The Ring? The Ring. What's the scariest
When did it
movie you've
come
ever
out?
seen?
Um,
Have you ever
Jeepers-
seen a horror movie?
Jeepers Creepers.
I saw that shit in theaters, bro. That was fucked up.
Dude, when
That
I
was
was when
fucked
I
up.
first
That's
watched
the,
it,
That's the scary. Have you ever seen The Shining?
no.
Have you ever seen
The Exorcist.
yeah.
No. Never seen.
Do you not like being scared by scary things?
See, I don't mind it now, but my thing is, again, to your depressing movie topic, why would I want to put myself in that headspace, like to be anxious all the
Same
time?
reason people ride a roller coaster.
But roller coaster is an adrenaline rush. Like that's a release.
I like it because because the world is super Well, I like horror movies that are like
It's a-
supernatural
it's-
because
oh,
I'm
okay.
like, this shit ain't gonna happen,
Okay.
and it's tight to watch.
Okay, I can understand.
Like
that.
Paranormal Activity, because I don't believe that that's possible. I don't believe a demon can like inhabit my fucking home,
Sure.
and like rip me out of my bed and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not all that worried about that. Now
See-
I don't like serial killer shit. I'll get freaked out because I'm like, this is some real shit. This could happen to me.
I like
The Shining, same thing. I'm like, fuck, dude.
my issue with horror movies is they just rely so much on jump scares, and I don't really like. I just hate jump scares.
That's the tough thing. There are very minute few good horror movies out there. Every
yeah,
time we talk
exactly.
about horror movies, I talk about the ratio, and it's bad. It's tough. Very few good ones, a lot of bad ones.
yeah.
And I prefer horror movies that rely on
Actually being
like
scary instead
more
of
thriller aspects and being clever
yeah.
than I do like the jump scare, because the jump scare is just cheap. And that's what makes me feel like I'm like, then you don't have anything new or original to throw at me. You got a jump scare.
Oh, I've seen Blair Witch.
Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, Blair Witch Project.
I really didn't really. It was fun the first time I watched it because
Yeah.
of how original the
Concept was.
cinematography and all
Well,
that
the
was.
thing
but
was when it first came out, like if you saw it like the first month it came out, people had no idea because the internet wasn't really, I mean, what it is now. I mean, it was still big, but it wasn't like popping off. Twitter wasn't.
no,
a
I
thing
was
yet.
still printing off pictures of Britney Spears and like downloading, porn on LimeWire.
Exact. Wow, LimeWire, miss LimeWire. But
Napster.
people had
I went
no
so
idea.
hard on. Did you get to Napster? You didn't even get to do Napster.
Nah,
It was so fun, dude.
Really?
You would have fucking loved it.
Wait, what was
you
Napster?
dork. You would have loved it.
What
you
is
could,
it?
You could just download fucking anything, any song.
oh
For
really?
free.
I thought you could do that on LimeWire too.
You could. Napster preceded it.
Oh, okay. Came
Sean
after?
Parker is the guy that Justin Timberlake plays in The Social Network. He invented Napster.
Oh, I've heard of Napster
it like
though.
broke
Yeah.
the music industry. It
Yeah.
was fucking epic. And then anyway, I don't know if he's a good person.
My Alex, I remember when I was really really young, when I was like 6 or 7, I just moved into the neighborhood. The Presleys had a computer that they had LimeWire on, and so we would download songs on LimeWire all the
The
time.
one of
and
your
I thought it was
neighbors?
the coolest thing ever, huh?
One of your neighbors did.
Yeah, Alex. I'd talk about. But yeah, LimeWire
I know
was
who
the
he is.
shit.
They don't know who he is.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah. You're right. One of my neighbors. Sorry. Absolutely correct. But yeah, the old days of the internet were incredible. But what I was saying about Blair Witch is
No,
like
they were
people,
fucked up too, though.
people had no idea if that was like legit found footage or if it was like a produced thing.
Yes, they did. It was
Nah.
a fucking movie.
Nah.
That was marketing, and that was
Documentary.
the
It was good marketing.
Part of the genius of the Blair Witch Project was they did such a good job
That's what I'm
marketing it
saying.
leading up to
It
it.
was good
There
enough that
rumors
people were like
that it was real
That's what
and
I'm
shit.
saying.
It was one of those ones that was like at the beginning it was like this footage was found 6 days after the last frame was shot of the whatever the fuck, I don't remember what it said. But it was tight. That was tight. I'll give it
yeah.
that.
The second one sucked. Don't waste your time.
I remember watching it and being like, dear God.
Well, they did it with like a more high def
Why?
camera, and it was just like, well, this doesn't feel like found footage anymore. It's just like it's like 2018, I think, when they made it.
I liked Paranormal Activity too. Anyway, point is this. The Ring was probably, up until Paranormal Activity hit theaters,
2016.
it was the most scared I've ever been in a movie theater. where I was like,
Paranormal
it
Activity?
fucked me up. The Ring.
Oh, The Ring.
Yeah, like it really fucked me up.
Why? What's the premise of that one?
You watch a videotape,
Okay.
and
Oh,
then you die.
at the end.
You die 7 days later after you watch the tape.
Okay.
Um,
I've seen a lot
right
about
after you
this,
watch
I
it, you get a
believe.
phone call and you pick up the phone and it says 7 days, I think, and then you die 7 days later.
Okay.
And then it's like this woman investigating that, how the tape works, its origins, much like we're currently investigating the origins of the fortune cookie.
Sure. Next, should we do the origins of the dildo next Patreon, just to come back around full circle?
I don't know. I feel like it's the Greeks.
It's always the Greeks.
You know,
Nah, I feel like it goes further back than the Greeks.
God, let's just get this over with.
What are you
Who
looking at?
invented
First
the
dildo?
dildo? Joseph Mortimer Granville in the 1800s.
What?
He invented an electronic vibrator in 1883. Holy shit.
No.
dude. This
No,
guy
no.
was way
Germans discover world's
on top of it.
oldest dildo,
Oh, 30
28,000 years old and highly
30,000 years
polished.
ago, yeah. Wow.
28,000. It's rock.
The 30,000 year history of the dildo.
It's made of rock.
Yeah,
like,
this
it's
is
made of
a
stone.
and there's several lot of different shapes here, a lot of different sizes of dick that they went after. They were like, we need variety here even in the stone dildo age.
Maybe it's
as it's
always been
called.
variety. Maybe it's the dildo market since 30,000 years ago just been a
They
very
don't-
competitive market. They don't fuck around.
Anyway, back to the fortune cookie. The cookies are baked as flat circles, okay?
Okay.
After they're removed from the oven, slips of paper are folded inside while the cookies are still warm and flexible. I was shocked by this.
Ah.
Shocked by this because you would think the paper would stick to the, but they're placed in there very delicately by these machines.
Wow.
As the fortune cookies cool, they harden into shape. So that machine came from in 1974. Fortune cookie manufacturing changed forever. Edward Louis, the owner of the Lotus Fortune Cookie Company in San Francisco, invented a machine that could insert the fortune and fold the cookie.
Wow.
In 1980, Yong Lee created the first fully automated fortune cookie machine called the Fortune 3.
Wow.
Not sure what the first two did. Modern machines follow the same steps in handmade fortune cookies, of making handmade fortune cookies. They mix ingredients, pour batter into 3-inch
Two lines is
inch
inch,
cups, which are then covered with metal plates to keep the batter flat and bake for about 3.5 minutes. Vacuums then suck fortunes into place. Use metal fingers to hold the fortune in half to trap the fortune inside, bend the cookie into shape, and then cool the package into the final fucking cookie.
That's an impressive amount of work for a fortune cookie by machine, I'll be honest.
Now fortune cookie machines like the Kitamura FCM 8006W
Tell me the output.
can make up to 8,000 cookies in an hour. And Chris, why the fuck is it with anything printing related?
Sure.
This printer, this one happens to print fortune cookies. Why the fuck do they have to name it the FCM-8006W? And why are there 430 variations when I
What's
go to
the-
find my printer ink cartridge, or when I'm sure in this case to find my cookie inserter cartridge?
Well, it's
Cookie
Russ.
dough, the cookie dough. You know, you need the specific. Why, bro?
I'll tell you why. It's the Fortune Cookie Master 8000.
Because I guarantee you, the Kitamura FCM 8006 with no W after it,
Fortune
the guy who
Cookie
owns
Master?
that, he's definitely gone to go buy a part and accidentally bought the part that goes to the FCM 8006W. And then been like, why is there a W? What does the W even mean? And then he gets on the website and he looks at both and there's no difference. And he's like, what the fuck is happening here?
That was like the time that I went to Best Buy and this lady told me that I couldn't price match my headphones because it wasn't the same headphones on Amazon. And then she made me type in the SKU number on Amazon of the headphones I was holding.
Yep.
And the headphones that came up were the exact same headphones that I just had the page on.
Yeah.
And then she still had to call her manager over to get her approval to price match my headphones. And I ended up spending 30 minutes in Best Buy that I could have been spending anywhere else on the entire planet. And that's why I'll never go back to Best Buy.
War is hell. I'm done talking about the fortune cookie.
Okay.
You want to play some hotline calls? We have a few.
Might as well.
We got some time. What are we at, Mariah? Where's the little counter thingy?
We're at
What
43
is
minutes.
this? What's happening here? Why did I X out of this?
43 minutes.
43 minutes.
All right, let's play some calls then. This thing keeps logging me out, but I'll log back in. We'll play a call. We'll do a hotline call.
We'll do a hotline.
From the Patreon exclusive hotline, I might add. Not the basic boy one.
From the top,
All right?
make it drop.
Here's one right here.
Hey Ross, this is King Bobby from Houston calling in and taking my chances on the Patreon hotline. I wanted to ask, is it trash or not trash to use a picture of me with my ex's dog on my new Tinder profile? Me and her broke up a while ago, and I decided to join the apps again since quarantine means I can't meet anyone just regularly outside willy-nilly.
Damn, that's depressing as fuck.
But I don't have a whole lot of pictures of myself, and one of the good ones I have is with her dog. So I was just curious on your take if this is trash or not trash. Let me know. Thanks. Gang, gang, gang. Love the pod. Bye.
Love you, Bobby. Love you.
Bobby.
Yeah. It kind of depends on a couple things. Like, you didn't say how long y'all were together.
You think that makes a big difference in the dog picture?
Yeah, like if y'all were together because if y'all were together a few years and you use it, then it's kind of weird.
Sure.
You know, it's like, it's not as funny. If y'all were together like a year, it's really funny to me.
Okay.
And especially if she like cheated on you or some shit, or she broke up with you, you make your Tinder picture you and her dog.
I can understand that. I can get behind that.
The only sad thing is you're probably gonna miss the dog.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna be reminded of it every time you're on Tinder.
I just think
sucks.
The hardest thing about this situation for you, Bobby, is that I guarantee you when girls match with you on Tinder because you're such a good-looking guy and you have all the matches, they're gonna want to see your dog, and you're not gonna have a dog for them to see.
What? That's a real problem,
Because
Bobby.
I guarantee you it's going to
Bobby,
come up.
that's a real problem. That's an idea killer.
Yeah. Every single conversation is going to be, oh, your dog is so cute.
Or like, you know, even if, like, let's say fucking best case scenario, it works. You get hit.
Okay.
You're on, next thing you know, you're on a date. Couple dates. It goes well. Next thing you know, she's coming back to your place. Where the fuck is that dog at?
Bingo.
Oh, now I got to tell you, that's not my dog. Oh, whose dog is it? Oh, now I got to tell you that it's my ex's dog. Or you got to make up a story, and now you're lying.
Now you just
in a relationship built on lies cannot fucking survive.
You have two options here, Bobby. Either one, you got to find a new picture with either a different dog that is just a random dog, so you can just say, oh, it's just a random dog, and we looked mad cute together, so we thought we'd get a photo. Or two, you come up with an elaborate story of how much that dog meant to you and why they sadly passed recently. And how you you also should get a collar, hang it on your wall.
It's the Wedding Crashers thing. We lost a lot of good men that day.
Mm-hmm. Get a collar, hang it on your wall, name it something, not your ex's name. They can't know it's your ex's dog.
Maybe don't do that part. Get a collar and hang it on the wall?
Yeah, you know, you got to go all in for it.
Like a memorial?
Sure.
Man, I don't know about that.
You could wear the okay, this is
weird,
kinda,
dude.
Do you do that? A girl that I went to high school with.
You have your old dog's collars and shit? Like,
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
A girl I went to high school with.
Because we just like bury mine and that's it. We say bye and shit and it's sad, but like we don't keep the collar and like hang it on the wall. Like, I don't wear it, Chris.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. A girl I went to high school with when
bro.
her dog died.
No, she didn't.
My sophomore year in high school.
No, she didn't. Why would she do that? Why would she do that?
That's what everybody asked.
Damn, that's fucking weird.
It's green. I still remember it vividly.
Dude, it's not your stepbrother-in-law that, you know, like passed away in Iraq and you have his dog tags.
Stepbrother-in-law?
I'm just randomly throwing something out. It's your dog.
Yeah.
You don't wear his fucking collar.
Yeah, it was quite interesting.
Because it's your dog.
Dog? Dog. You're my dog. Bobby, good luck.
Any dog collar, for any reason, should not go on the human neck. And that applies to people shopping at that place that emo people shop at.
Spencer's?
Nah.
You sure?
It's the other place.
You sure?
In the mall.
Journeys?
No. Journeys is like...
Hot Topic.
Hot Topic. Thank you, producer Mariah Gossett.
Spencer's in Hot Topic are like very similar, I have to say.
Nah, man. Hot Topic is like a store. Spencer's has dildos in the back. Spencer's has posters of like Ricky Martin and Britney Spears and also Disney characters like fucking, what's his name? Shia LaBeouf used to play.
Even Stevens?
And then like there's vibrators like 4 feet away, and then there's like a few pipe options, and like then there's nipple clamps, but also funny T-shirts up front.
And sometimes cool like fanny packs and stuff.
Hot Topic was where you'd buy a dog collar to wear.
Sure. A leather
with
one.
like a fucking spikes on all of it.
I was gonna say
and
like
you'd
thumper.
Just be like, yeah.
Just like butterfly.
Here's the fucked up thing about the mall.
Sure.
I've been in a Hot Topic probably 100 times.
Okay.
I've never bought anything though.
Me neither.
Could everybody there tell that I was just walking around because I was like, this place is crazy as fuck?
Yes, absolutely.
That sucks.
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah, that would be the shitty thing about working at Spencer's is how many freshmen and sophomore teenagers would come in there all the time just to like walk around the sex toy section and like the posters and just bother you.
And the thing about Spencer's was it was always like a slightly older, like creepy dude behind the counter.
It's like the guy from
Like, because they couldn't hire high schoolers because they were slanging dildos. It was too weird. So you had to be a little older. So he'd be like 25. Like, it was the same dude working at Spencer's who would like work at Blockbuster.
Yeah,
But like, it was after you got fired from Blockbuster that you had to go work at Spencer's.
sure.
And then you really liked like that look that like Weird Al Yankovic and who was like the king of disturbing radio.
No idea. Radio
Right,
was
help.
before my time. The king of disturbing radio.
They had the same hair. You had to have that hair.
I don't even know what the Weird Al hair looks like, honestly. It's been so long. I saw Weird Al in concert in elementary school for a field trip.
God. What I'm having to Google to make this show up. White radio guy Sibian. Howard Stern. You had to have hair like that. So then you could get the job at Spencer's.
Yeah, no, I see exactly what you're talking about for sure.
What a fucked up place.
Have you ever seen
Spencer's?
That Awkward Moment?
Is this a movie?
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Okay, never mind then.
Does it take place in a Spencer's?
You wouldn't get the reference. Well, they go to a sex shop at one time to buy a dildo for a costume, and the guy working behind the counter, it doesn't quite fit that description, but it like personality-wise is like the epitome of a guy working at kind of a store like that. It's very funny.
You know, there's just like a certain type of person who works in like head shops, too.
Sure.
Cause you gotta be down to slang the dildos and all the different versions we talked about earlier.
Well,
And
head
you
shops
gotta be
back
down.
home-
If not everybody is down for that.
The first head, I've never been to a head shop that had sex toys until we went to that one the other day. That's not
I've
a
never
thing
been
that
to one that
used
didn't have.
God bless. Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit.
My allergies are killing me. I got cedar fever.
Cedar fever. We also
That's a thing here, bro.
back home we just have like Adam and Eve's on every other
You're
exit.
gonna get it.
Are you sure?
Just wait. Yeah, you're fucked.
Oh, great.
There's like waves of this shit when you move to Austin.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it's after 5 years you're good or after 5 years all hell breaks loose, but one of the two. Get ready.
I have been noticing, like sore throat, dry cough, fever. It's been.
You've been pooping yourself?
No, I'm just kidding. I was naming COVID symptoms.
Because if you've been pooping yourself,
Loss of
we can't
taste
leave
and
this room for
smell.
2 weeks.
Wait, why
We're
is pooping myself a bad thing? Do
'Cause
you
I-
do that when you have COVID?
You can get diarrhea too, yeah. A lot of people get diarrhea.
Well, I mean, that might just be from the C4 and ranch water.
And yeah, it'd be weird if you don't have diarrhea right now. I know what you ate yesterday, dude, and drank, and it was fucked up. All right, let's play another call.
Let's do it.
Bobby, just don't use that picture.
Yeah, that's probably the.
Was that easy? Was that a too long? Didn't listen.
Hey, Ross, Coles. It's Cam from Michigan. I was listening to last week's Patreon with J-Bone, and during the Hummer segment, you guys were talking about big gulps, and there was a word you guys used that us Midwesterners do not like, and that word's soda. And we out here, we call it pop like normal fucking people. So I'm just wondering, like, what y'all call it other than soda, or if that's all you call it, like you weirdos just are. So
What the fuck is
love
wrong
the
with
pod.
you?
Keep it up. Have a good day, y'all.
Okay, yes, I am gonna have a good day.
Yo.
But look, it's not 1920 fucking 5.
I was gonna say-
the rest of the country moved on.
I didn't know people actually called soda pop. I thought that was like a joke.
This is like the sneaker thing. Like some people say sneakers, some people just say shoes, some people say basketball shoes, some people say basketball hoop, some people say goal, some people say whatever. Like, but this one's the weirdest one because I
Vernacular.
get that back in like the fucking 40s during like Sandlot, everybody was running around saying like, "Hey, here's a quarter, give me a pop," or whatever the fuck. But like, dude, it's 2020. We've stopped. Everyone else has stopped. It's just y'all. There's dozens of you, but you're sick and you need to just look. You can call it whatever the fuck you want. Soda pop, Coke. is a general term for anything at this point now.
The fizz.
Fucking liquid fizzy sugar death mix is what you probably should call it. I think aren't all sodas like the worst shit you could put in your body? The answer is yes, but they're delicious. Do I indulge in them? Of course.
Yes. Well, Ross has the
but
mini
they're
ones.
fucked for you.
He's taking care of himself. He's got the mini sodas. He's not doing big gulp or the mini pops.
God, people who get big gulps, dude.
From now on, I think I'm just gonna call it pop, just to appease
Then
the
again,
masses.
I get it because I understand that there's an element of the human brain that is like, I know this shit is bad for me, but I fucking have to have it because I've done tobacco forever, and now I'm like at least a month. It has to have been a month at this point.
I think it's more than a month.
It's been a month
It's been a while.
since I've had a tobacco.
No, you're
product.
doing good, man. Like I think it really has been like almost 2
But my point
months.
is, I get the element of like
Sure.
you do some shit that is just flagrantly terrible for you, but in the like this, and I get that maybe the soda people that get the 40-ounce soda and diabetes as a result, they enjoy it enough that they're like, fuck it, just the same way that I did with the dip and the potential of cancer. I don't fucking know. I'm just saying I get that human beings make piss poor decisions about our health.
and piss poor decisions about what to call soda.
Pop,
That's the piss
soda
poor decision.
pop. What else do they call it?
I lived my freshman year roommate was from Indiana, which I would say is definitely a Midwestern state, and he never used the word pop ever. So I think this is a myth. This has to be a joke. I think we're getting trolled.
I'm looking up who calls soda pop.
I've seen the map 100 times. It's like
It says
soda,
the Northeast,
yeah,
most
soda.
of Florida, and pockets in the Midwest around Milwaukee and St. Louis. Oh, wait. Pop is what people say in the Midwest and West.
There's
in
a
the s-
map.
In the South, we say Coke for everything.
But that's not a thing. Like, did you grow up with people calling every soda Coke?
Yeah.
Okay, I really
Frequently
didn't.
enough to where it was a thing. Like,
Sure.
I'm going to grab a Coke, too.
We never had Coke back home, like in the fridge, because my parents thought dark soda. Well, dark soda is like worse for you than clear soda, I guess. So like Sprite is better than Coke.
I mean, that's what I
health-wise.
tell myself.
Yeah. So my parents would only buy
I got
clear
no evidence.
sodas. So we never like it was always like, can I get a Sprite or a soda? It was never, could I get a Coke?
Hey, I missed this earlier, but Mariah said you have to use heat to reshape the plastic. Okay, you have to use heat to reshape the plastic, and wood is able to stay the same shape when heated.
On the
And then
dildos?
she said, the more you know. Yeah, for the dildos. No, yeah, of course on the dildos. What the fuck else would we be talking about reshaping wood?
Okay.
From the dildos. We're bouncing back to dildos.
Sure.
At any time, Coles, at any given moment in the rest of our lives and careers, I can jump back to that conversation without any warning.
Sure. I'm ready
That's
for it.
the rule.
I'm prepared.
Let's
This
play one more call.
This is the map that I was talking about.
Soda, pop, Coke. Whatever, man.
I disagree with it, but oh, Charlotte's not technically in there. Maybe that's why I missed out.
Ugh. Here's another call.
Let's do it.
Howdy, brothers. This is Cole from the Lynn, Missouri area.
Ah,
Hashtag RBP Carpenter Gang.
okay.
But, yeah,
Hey.
so I'm listening to today's September 23rd, 2020's episode. And
Okay.
I got to the part where I was listening and hearing you and Coles and Ross. Ross and Cole. Anyway, you guys discuss how airports, Coles is in an airport, and
Sure.
how, that changed and whatnot since COVID, et cetera. And, yeah, you made the joke, hey, sir, I need you to be like 6 foot minimum, okay? Social distancing.
What?
I was thinking about that. I laughed, got a good chuckle. And then I thought,
made a
you know
joke,
what?
apparently.
That's a lot like crop dusting.
Ah,
Let's just say you're in the 3-4 foot vicinity, and you're like, ooh, what is? I taste it. What is that?
Oh, no.
Jesus.
Wow.
But let's say you were in the 6, 7, 8 foot range, and you're like, oh, well, chances are you probably didn't smell and or taste anything. So, in light of that little, fun analogy I came up out of nowhere with, wear your mask, stay safe, keep your distance from the folks out there, do your civic duty, and be a good dude, chick, good person.
okay.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for, yep, that's good. Thanks, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So here, I just want to be clear about
Gang,
something
gang.
here.
Bye.
Just want to be clear about something. You called in to because we joked about how that when you sneeze and it hangs in the air and then somebody walks into it 6 feet later. You went, it's like crop dusting, and then you called the hotline to say that. Just wanted to be clear. Just wanted to be clear. We'll play one more because I don't have a response. I will play one more. Coles, put your headphones back on.
Did he tell somebody to step back from him live, or was he talking about when we were talking about?
He was doing what I think I stepped back from the microphone and was yelling.
Okay.
And then he tried to do that with his phone.
Okay.
And it resulted in us not being able to hear him.
Because in my head, I saw him phone down. Excuse me, sir. Step the fuck back. Phone back up. But I could be wrong.
I just don't get. I don't know. I don't know. I just.
What's up, Ross? Tyler from North Carolina again. A lot of peanut butter and jelly talk on the last pod.
Okay.
I have a suggestion for you.
Okay.
Don't judge me for it. Don't say it's gross. Just try it. White bread, peanut butter, banana, and mayonnaise. My granddad made it. Delicious. All right? Still stand by my take. Lake Norman is yuppie scum. But I must add I am from Wrightsville Beach, so I'm also yuppie scum. Have a good day. Love the pod.
Why'd you do this to me, dude?
Bro.
What the fuck? Why? Well, I
Brother.
just banana, and mayonnaise.
And peanut butter.
I know, but just like the aspect of just those two alone. Like,
Dude, the texture of that makes me want to actually vomit. It's like gonna be mushy, gross, just garbage.
because mayonnaise and peanut butter
Should
they
never
don't
go together. Never. I can't imagine a world in which mayonnaise and peanut butter meld well together. So I've actually heard of this before.
There's just too many other better options. Okay, you've heard of this?
Yeah, like this is. I don't think this
thing?
is a very uncommon thing. Maybe it's like a North Carolina or South thing. But like my dad has had a banana and mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwich before.
Is
And
this white people?
He says
is this
that
white
it's very
people
good.
that have done this?
Probably. I would have
It
to
feels
assume
like
so.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently it's like a common thing. I don't believe in this at all. The thought alone
This is
makes me
wrong.
want to nearly vomit. But to each their own, I guess. As long as you cut the crust off.
It's a Southern delicacy.
No.
NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. swears that the banana mayo sandwich is the perfect sandwich. Elvis Presley enjoys a peanut butter sandwich topped with bacon and pickles. What the fuck have I opened?
Are you looking at like famous people's favorite sandwiches? Banana.
Yeah, it's a Southern thing though, apparently. Dale Jr.'s huge into this shit. Fucking huge. Mayo.
I have a question.
He's sponsored by Hellman. Okay. Okay, Dale.
Insider
Okay,
trading.
fucking big mayonnaise man. Pushing your fucking mayonnaise myth. Nobody eats this, dude.
Every time you spell banana, do you sing the song Banana in your head as you spell it? Because I definitely do.
Every time I see, hear, or spell, or say the word banana, I think of the minion going,
B-A-N-A-N-A.
banana.
Really? That's
Yeah.
what your mind goes
Yeah.
to?
You
How
know-
does my mind go to a further back in time place than yours
I don't know.
in reference? That's interesting.
You know, Elvis died on the toilet of a massive cardiac arrest.
Really?
Yeah, that's why you don't eat banana and fucking
I
mayonnaise
was
and
just-
peanut butter sandwiches.
I was just kidding. I thought you were going to be shocked that I didn't know Elvis died on the toilet, but you really didn't have much
I've
of a
seen
reaction
I've
there.
seen the room.
You've seen the room. You've been to Graceland? Is that what
Yeah.
it's called?
Yeah.
Graceland? In
It was-
Memphis, right?
It's lit.
Is it?
Oh, it's tight.
How, the
Elvis
toilet
lived like
was
a
very tight?
Fucking psychopath.
Is he still on the toilet?
No, they moved him.
Okay. I didn't know if they like embalmed him and just kind of left him.
Also, I won't lie to you. Like when I really used to not take care of myself, there were a couple times where I was taking a shit and I was like, I really hope this isn't it. Because like look, Elvis was like such a great respected legend. And then he died taking a shit and everybody was like, oh. And then now it turns out maybe he was, look, pretty much any American hero pre like 1978 at this point, you have to go back and recheck, which sucks, but it's just part of the game now. You have to.
Why are...
Because like I was a huge John Wayne fan. I didn't know all this stuff about John Wayne until the last couple of years. This sucks. Turns out John Wayne was a pretty fervent racist asshole.
Huh.
John Wayne, the Duke, which is not that shocking looking back.
To be honest, probably not.
But I'm still like now I feel weird about all the John Wayne movies I have on Blu-ray. I'm like, I have a fucking John Wayne bobblehead, man.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do with that? What do you
Yeah.
fucking do with that, huh? You
Yeah.
take it out back, hit it with a hammer?
There's no good
It's
answers.
the
there.
Duke.
No good answers.
Like, but the Duke was a racist. But is that okay? I don't know. Like, not that he was a racist, but like, is it okay for me to be a fan of the Duke if the Duke was a racist asshole 50 years ago?
It's a valid question, honestly.
I do not know that. I'm sure the answer is no.
I would assume not. Yeah, I would assume that the answer is probably not.
So I have to stick dudes like him in with R. Kelly, where I can't listen to fucking.
But R. Kelly's way more
stuck in the
recent.
closet anymore. I can't listen to that shit anymore either.
Not saying that it was right when John Wayne did it by any means, way, shape, or form. It's just a
very
weird
different
thing.
crimes.
Yeah. Oh well.
One
yeah,
of which, in
course.
fact, is not a crime. It's just
being an asshole.
Makes you a piece.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. Why are there so many Elvis impersonators in Vegas? Like, why is that such a big thing?
People fucking love.
Like, why did he
Elvis,
just
man.
stick around forever and
He
ever?
was
Why
the king.
Elvis? Okay.
He was the king. He was
just
that
ruled
popular.
Vegas.
No, he was just that popular. He was like, I mean, it would be like if Kanye died right now, on the toilet, and then we had Kanye impersonators in Vegas. Like
that's the
for
thing.
real, that's the like he. But Elvis was like Michael Jackson levels of famous, Johnny Cash levels of famous, legendary. Like he's probably one of the top 10, entertainers fame-wise in American history.
Okay. That's fair.
That's why.
But he's
that's
like
why
the
they keep
only-
this fucking house around. By the way, that's such a strange concept.
Keeping people's houses around.
Well, and then they sell tickets. Like,
Well, I'm sure it goes to the Presley estate. It's probably just passive income for his generations.
yo,
down
that's
the line.
great. But if, like, just for the record, if I become the king of rock and roll and build my fucking Graceland, and then my goddamn grandkids decide they're gonna sell tickets and let people in my fucking house to see where I died on the shitter, I'm coming back. And then you better believe in ghosts because I'm ripping the bed sheets off your ass and taking you down the stairs.
100%.
100%.
If you could haunt any place that you know of right now, where would you haunt?
Oh, fuck. The house that Kim and Kanye live in.
Just to be able to spy, or because
So
you would fuck
easy.
with them all the time?
Both, because that would be mad interesting. It's also a dope house, and then, like, I really just want to scare the shit out of those two.
You would also get in on all the unreleased shit. You'd be able to hear it first.
I want to see what's really going on.
100%.
Who are these people that call themselves the Kardashian Wests?
Wait until next episode when Ross turns into a ghost to find out. Okay, the new Ghostbusters film actually looks like it might be good.
What is there another one?
Yeah, it's about to come out. It's got the kid from Stranger Things in it. And it looks like it's actually going to be a great movie.
Oh, that's exciting.
Like it takes place in like a small town.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like actually looks cinematically well done. There's a good storyline to it, it seems. It doesn't look corny or cheesy.
I haven't seen it. I can't comment.
It was in the it was one of the previews that played before Tenet.
Not for me. Not the IMAX. Did you go to the IMAX?
No, it was closed. Or not closed. It was at capacity.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Saturday and
Wow,
Sunday.
do you know how much more inverted I was than you? A
Yeah.
lot more inverted because I was at the IMAX.
Still not inverted enough to drive backwards yesterday.
That's true.
Sad.
Or any day.
Well, that's,
Frankly.
yeah. You can't drive. You don't usually drive forwards.
I'm still trying to get over the condom
Maybe
thing.
backwards is the way to go for you. What if that switches things up a little bit? No?
It's not gonna.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. I'm just trying to help.
How many calls did we play?
3.
That's good enough. Thank y'all for being here this week. We appreciate y'all. Hope you enjoyed your ad-free premium exclusive Friday episode only on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. Hope you weren't too thrown off by the Vietnamese condom news, that you were pleasantly shocked, surprised, and educated by our fortune cookie conversation, that you feel like you've come away from this episode with a better grasp on why there are so many different dildos out there in the market, and that you enjoyed our hotline calls from our Patreon exclusive hotline just for those of you who are here paying your dues, supporting RBP as dues paying members of the RBP gang, so that you can get your ad-free premium exclusive episode every single Friday right here on patreon.com/Ross Bolin Podcast. Y'all have yourselves a great weekend. Come back next week. We'll see you Sunday on twitch.tv/BossRollin at 7 p.m. Central. Coles and I will be live playing video games with listeners, probably watching some football, possibly some basketball, depending on what the schedule looks like. Twitch.tv/BOSSROLEN to see us live Sunday, 7 p.m. Central. And that'll do it. I think we had a hell of a week. A hell of a week.
Hell of a week.
A hell of a week.
Oh, we got a whiteboard. We didn't even tell.
Oh, we got
the
a
people.
whiteboard. It was huge. Huge Bolin Media development. We bought a whiteboard.
We hung it.
Which
like
is the
professionals.
It's the biggest business move we've made in September. That's for certain. We got a whiteboard. We hung it up in a cool way that looks cool in the room with bungee cords, and we fucking wrote down stuff to do.
And you redecorated
Huge.
your backdrop.
Did all kinds of stuff this week.
Wow.
Major
Look at
moves.
us.
Major moves.
All I'm saying, I told Ross when we hung that whiteboard, it will one day go in a museum, so just prepare yourselves for that.
Crop dusting guy, come harder next week. I believe in you. I think you've got a better take somewhere deep down inside of you. Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out. Bring it out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Swizzy!
Peace be with you.
And also with you.